Well, hey everyone, my name is Nathan Jones, and if you're new here, welcome. I like to talk about all things movies, specifically Blu-rays, but today we're talking, in addition to Blu-rays, we're also talking about books, because recently I actually just was starting to participate in a challenge from my friend Raquel Stecher, who is from Out of the Past. She's got her own channel and also blog, and she's everywhere. She's in a lot of places, but she's been on the channel before. Recently we just did 100 Years of Movies, talking about the 1930s together. We also even did a book journey together. But speaking of books, so she has a challenge on one of her websites, the 2021 Summer Reading Classic Film Book Challenge. It's from May 21st all the way up to September 15th, so there's plenty of time. But I will say, the sign up for this challenge ends on July 15th. And actually, I will be leaving all the things that I'm saying right now down in the description down below to her website. If you want to know all of the details of this challenge, it is a classic film book challenge. So that means I'm going to be reading classic film books, and that constitutes a lot of things, right? So I'm not going to get into the details of those, but I have been interested in reading these books. And so with this challenge is you're supposed to read 6 books, and you're going to be entered into a contest to win a giveaway, right? But it's also fun because you're going to be, reading. Raquel knows a lot more about it than I do, but I actually have been participating, and the first book that I started to read was a book by Sidney Lumet called Making Movies. And this is a phenomenal book, and I highly recommend it for anyone who is potentially ever interested in potentially making movies, or just kind of understanding the system in general, at least the American Hollywood system that Sidney Lumet knows very, very, very well, and was a part of for many, many years. And so this actually goes all the way from day one of shooting, right? Like script readings all the way up to like the marketing and like the studio itself. So it's literally different aspects from the director, like the cutting room, right? How he's editing, with the photographer as well, shooting the movie on either like on a stage or in a place that they have to find a location. There's lots of like a wealth and a gold mine of things going on in this book. And I really absolutely loved it. It's very, very readable. It's not terribly academic or anything like that. So, and also I can tell that Sidney Lumet is somebody who is really down to earth, and it loves all of the actors that he's dealt with, to varying degrees probably. But this is definitely a book that's very accessible, and it's very, very enjoyable as a read. And it's only about 200 pages long. So I would recommend this book, first of all. But second of all, this actually got me an idea. So yes, I want to continue on with this challenge actually. Before we jump in to the next part of the video, I did want to say what I am reading right now. The second book that I'm reading in this challenge is actually Kieslowski on Kieslowski. This is a Krzysztof Kieslowski book right here, and it's been very, very good. But anyway, I'm reading that for my second book in this challenge. So if any of you are interested, seriously, like go down in the description down below and look up at this competition, this contest, I guess this challenge, if you will, for the Summer Reading Challenge. It's a classic film book challenge. It's really, really fun, and I'm very, very excited about it. But all the details are in the description down below. So this actually leads me to the next thing that I'm talking about. I've been really loving these challenges, not just book challenges, but obviously if you've been watching the channel, I've been going through a few challenges myself. AKA the first challenge that I did was an ABC movie challenge, where I went through my filmography on my shelf, and I watched 26 movies starting from A all the way up to Z of unwatched movies that I watched, and I told you about that, and it was a good way to organize some of those unwatched films in my collection. And then the second thing that I did actually was that I started an international movie challenge, where I picked 10 films in my collection from different countries outside of the language of my origin, so outside of English speaking language. And I chose 10 films, and I talked about those films, and I watched those movies. So with this reading challenge, it actually kind of awakened an idea of mine again. I read the Sidney Lumet book, and then I realized I have only seen 3 Sidney Lumet films. And these are the 3 right here: 12 Angry Men, Network right here, and Dog Day Afternoon, which are all phenomenal films, by the way. But I realized I have not watched very many Sidney Lumet films. And so this actually came up with another idea. Very simple one, and one that was very on the nose and makes sense, and I'm sure this challenge has already existed, but it is a director's challenge. And so that means I'm gonna watch 10 films by Sidney Lumet that I've never seen. And actually, I already had 8 on my shelf, and so 2 are on their way in the mail to make it 10. And so that's just how I'm gonna tackle this. So this new challenge is a director's challenge. So it's a director that's interesting to you, that you may have seen a film or 2 from them, but maybe you haven't really explored their filmography. So pick a director, and you don't even have to have the movies in your collection. They don't have to be something on your shelf. It could be, or it could be something on a streaming service, or something you can get at your local library. But what my idea is to challenge you into picking a director that you're interested in, or you're curious about, and then you can explore their filmography. And so that is being done by 10 films. So what I'll be doing for this next challenge is I'll be watching 10 films directed by Sidney Lumet. And I'm very, very excited about this, and I'm gonna chronicle my journey. I don't have a timetable by this thing. This is early June. I don't know what time it is. So I think by the end of the month, I should be done with this challenge. Same with you. If any of you want to participate in this challenge, either this challenge, the director's challenge for watching film, or you want to join in on the summer, film classic film book challenge that Raquel is putting out, please join on that as well. But these are just really fun ways to kind of organize and really think about ways to curate your viewing, because I know a lot of us collectors out there, we need a little bit of direction. Obviously, a lot of the film watchings that we do, we do it in different ways, right? And so for me, sometimes it's whatever I'm feeling, and honestly, a lot of the times, that's what I'm gonna go with. But I'm challenging myself to watch 10 films by this director. That there's a few films that have been on my shelf for a couple years, which is something I need to tackle, and it's something that I'm now putting direction in front of me, and I can actually try to accomplish this, not just to check it off, but also to enjoy the ride, because that's what I'm doing. I want to enjoy these films. I'm challenging myself to do so a little bit, outside of the realm of like whatever I feel at the moment. So anyway, I hope all of you could potentially participate in this challenge, and I'm very, very thankful that people are joining in and jumping into these challenges. And I do want to mention, I don't want to come across as a little gimmicky, because obviously this has been a little bit of a phase lately that I've been going into these challenges, but I also think it's really, really interesting to participate with you as somebody who's watching my videos, and seeing other people jump on board and get along with these kind of challenges, because it's really, really fun. It's really exciting seeing other people's choices, and if they're going to decide to go on the challenge, because I realize that time and life are really, really busy, and I know that for a fact, because I work a shit ton, and when I'm not working, sometimes I just want to not watch anything, or like read a book or whatever. But at the same time, participating and really talking to each of you, whether it's on Twitter or in the YouTube comment section, I really love that community, and I really like seeing that. So if you want to jump on board with this new challenge, please do so, or in the challenge that Raquel has put out for books. That's really great. That's what this video is all about. It's just a little bit of an announcement for those 2 challenges. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a comment down below if you're interested in any of these challenges, and what you're deciding to do, who you're going to pick for your director's challenge. That would be really interesting to see who chooses what. I think this would be a lot of fun. So thank you so much once again for watching. Share, hit the notification bell, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I'm not joking around.